You check that Moxie for us, mate?
Sorry, mate. Yeah, nah.
Looks like you could do with the fiery goodness of PointsBet.
It's like hot sauce, but for sport.
And now it comes with lock screen tracker. So you can follow your bet even when you got your hands full.
Cheers, mate. I'd shake your hand, but...
Same game multi from PointsBet, now with lock screen tracker. Yeah, that's built different. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Hi, I'm Shaquille O'Neal. I'm wearing RIXX sunglasses, made in Australia.
Shaq loves Australia.
See?
There we
That's
go.
your first commercial right there.
Head to checkout and use the discount code ACES and you'll get 20% off site-wide. RIXX, eyewear that inspires confidence. Welcome back, everyone. Another episode of Tommy Talks. This week, we are joined by another train. A real fit, healthy, sexier train. The Prime Train is in the building. Prime Train is a coaching business built to help everyday men become disciplined, confident, and in the best shape of their lives. And talking about the best shape, you are in great nick, my friend. And finally, the blonde tips are slowly popping back. What were you
Summer's
thinking?
coming.
What are you doing getting rid of all the blonde, Prime?
Summer's coming. I had to get rid of the mullet. I think that I needed to target a more
You're
mature
rebranded.
audience.
You're rebranded, have you?
More mature audience. I had a lot of questions when I did first cut it off or I was saying to a few people, I was like, I'm going to cut off the mullet. They're like, that's part of your brand. How can you do that? And I said, I'm maturing. So I matured for a little bit and now I'm back to immature me. Got the blonde tips back. So yeah, summer's coming.
Mate, great to have you on the pod. Plenty to talk about today, but mainly the Prime Train, the app, how you're just helping people's lives. And I guess we'll start with the work that you do in the community. Like I get a lot of people asking me about you because we get along really well, and I'm a big supporter and fan of your work and love what you do in the community, love what you do. You work your ass off. You're a great person, but people that don't know you, they can
100%.
They can pick and choose. It's like you should never judge a book by its cover, is what my mum said, and a lot of people do that. But once they meet you, they love you, and once they understand you, they love you. But geez, you cop a lot of shit online. I think what do you put it down to? Is it because you do your content so well in not grassroots, but a local level or a state level? They've just never seen anything like it before. Like, why do you get so much hate?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it comes across what I do as arrogant. Posting content on local football or posting content even on how to play football or just running around and playing for different local clubs. And that's reserved for AFL players. It's reserved for Favola. It's reserved for, all these other AFL players that have actually got runs on the board. Who am I, some social media influencer, to think that I can walk around to a different club every week and promote local football? That's not your role. That's not your job. So I think that people get that idea sometimes from my content that it's about me and it's about me trying to promote myself and my brand, and it's never been about me. It's always been about local football for me. I grew up in a very small country town called Kojonup with about 1,000, 2,000 people in country Western Australia. And for me, growing up, local football was everything. It was the heart and soul of that small country town. And without local football, the town wouldn't have run pretty much. So I absolutely love and adore being able to give back to local football clubs, go back there, bring some excitement to the games, bring some culture, get more people through the gates, get more people on the bar, get more people on the canteen, and really help bring in as much revenue as I possibly can for these local footy clubs.
It's amazing, and that's why I love your work so much. You've got a core audience as well. You've got it's more of a younger audience, but they really look up to you and they follow you around like a superstar. What's it like having that kind of audience? Because you can't pick who your followers are and your core audience and fans, but they're these young kids. They'll grow up soon. They'll be bigger and stronger than us. In 5-10 years. But that must be pretty cool because you can kind of teach them great habits, especially in that health and fitness and wellness space that you live in.
Yeah, 100%. I think that the overarching thing, of course, Prime Train was never meant to be an alias or a nickname, especially a lot of people think that it's a nickname that I've given myself. It was always the name of my training business, Prime Training, and then it got shortened to Prime Train. Then everyone just calls me Prime or Prime Train, and that was never meant to be the idea of any of it. I just wanted to help people live a fit and healthy lifestyle, and then I wanted to share a little bit of content of footy on the side. But it's kind of grown to be what it is. And I think that a lot of people do have an idea that my following is very young, but it's really interesting that when you actually look at the analytics, only 15% of my followers are from the age of 13 to 17, and about 60% are from the age of 18 to 40. So it's really interesting that even though a lot of people think that young following is what it is, they're just the most vocal and the most loud, and they follow you around the most. So they're great for what they're good for, which is just they're the most incredible people for my brand. But then the real chunk of it is really 18 to 40. And like you said, they do run with you. They do grow with you as well. And I think that I've grown a lot as well in front of the camera. I obviously started when I was 19 or 20, and definitely looking back at some of the older content that I posted. Shocking.
Don't worry, mate. We all look back to some of it. I've left all my work up there, but it's some of it's embarrassing.
Terrible.
But you got to start somewhere.
I know, it's terrible. And I've grown a lot as a person, and I've grown a lot in front of the camera, and I'm by no means even close to my end result.
No one is. We're always growing.
Always growing, always progressing. So I can't wait to see what's next on my progression.
Well, look, mate, you've come a long way, because I don't think a lot of people out there know this. We'll let them know, but I only played, a handful of games for the Giants, and I'm busting my ass trying to get into the grand final squad. The Giants made the grand final this year, and I'd like to think that I was going all right. And I remember, it was Aspley? Was that you're playing for? And I had to play one more game in the twos, or it was the last game of the year. So
because it was one of the finals. It was a prelim final or something, I believe.
Something like that. And I just remember going on ball, and I just had this bloke that was ripped, tanned, and he had this big blonde fucking mullet, and he was belting me. And I've never had more disposals in a quarter in my life. But I didn't touch it after quarter time. And there was some sniper shots from you. You were absolutely belting me. You were so physical. You're only young as well. I was probably in my peak. And I remember going, who the fuck is this fucking this Tom? How do you say your last name?
Baulch, yeah.
This Tom Baulch bloke. I think Dill Buckley might have kicked you from behind.
Dill Buckley did kick you. He did. Leave that in there. He did hit me. He
definitely gave you one behind play. Because I go, can you do something about this blonde-haired bastard? He keeps hitting me behind play.
Getting stuck into both of you guys, because I know that you guys are good footballers, and if you played well, you guys were probably going to win. So I try to get you guys off your game, and that was kind of my role as a young 18, 19-year-old, because I was reasonably fit, so I could run with the fittest.
Strong.
I'd run with the fittest, so I'd run with you guys and try and give you a bit of stick. But you guys dominated. You had Deal. You had a few at Jackson Hately as well in that midfield. You had a few good.
Muzz. Someone took a hanger.
Muzz took one of the biggest hangers.
It was one of the best hangers of all time. I remember he took an unbelievable mark. You guys won though.
Yeah, we got up.
You got up easily actually.
But it was a funny memory from me, because we're obviously running around and obviously know who you were. And
should try and get the footage. I mean, I don't remember watching any tape from that game, because you move on pretty quickly. But I remember there was a stoppage where I was right there, and you've just smoked me from behind, and I didn't even know who it was. I go, who the fuck was that? And they go, was that bloke there?
I reckon you had about 15 in the first quarter. So someone had to do something about you. I
didn't touch it after that. I can give you the tip.
Still finished with 4 as well. Disposals for the whole day.
I think you got delisted straight up.
He got delisted before the game, actually. That's why he played so badly. But I remember I was getting stuck in a deal as well, and he gave me a little uppercut on the way to a stoppage. So I was probably, again, like I said, progressing and growing. I wouldn't want to act like that on a football field anymore, but as a young 18, 19-year-old, you're all, buzzed up, you're excited, you're playing against AFL footballers, you're like, oh, how can I make a name for myself here? So, it's always a good memory kind of playing back in those days, and then the NEAFL.
You've maximised your career. To get the call up for the Legends game, I was just a fill up. They just needed some more numbers. But someone like you, they wanted social media following. They wanted people that are going to put bums on seats, and it must have been a highlight running around, with some absolute superstars. You were on the winning side as well. It was a great night. It was all for prostate cancer. But it was I speak for myself. It was a humbling experience to be just surrounded by legends. And for someone like you that's worked so hard in this space, you do amazing things for the game, and to be recognised on that night. And I think you had we talk social media numbers here, but I'm pretty sure you had a huge increase on your following that night. So it was a really good moment for you, individually, collectively, the business, the brand. How did you find the experience?
There's so much to unpack from that, isn't there? I mean, for me, it was massive imposter syndrome. You walk in and Gaz comes up to you, goes, "Oh, love what you do," and then had a few other boys kind of come up and go, "Love what you do for local footy," and I'm like, "How the f- do you even know who I am?"
That's one thing that stood out. How nice are the guys? That the better they are, is like the better the bloke.
Right? It's crazy. Speaking to all of them, and then after, my dad's a massive Cats supporter, so he came in down in the rooms. I was like, "Gaz, can you get a photo with my old man?" And Gaz was like, "Yeah, And it was so cool being able with Stevie J and like all those boys as well. We went out for dinner the night before with Dimmer and all the boys. That was hilarious as well because I got to kind of meet everyone and chat to everyone. I'm looking around and it's like, Mildy, Nick Nat, Embley, McLeod, and I'm kind of sitting there like, Husey. And I'm thinking, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, this is ridiculous. So, yeah, I think that it was really humbling for me to get that recognition for it feels like I've been doing a lot kind of away from the AFL in general, but I've been trying to do a lot for grassroots footy and local football where I can. And yeah, it was super humbling to be there. And it was good to kind of get the results at the end of the night. It was like you said, we had a massive influx of people come onto the brand and people messaging me saying, "I had no idea who you were, but really love what you're about, what you stand for." And that was, even more incredible that it just ended up being a really positive experience for us.
And you set up the win and you set up the night because the big Goz couldn't get near it, but he had the stands full. He was the main man and you took the clunk and gave him the handball.
Yeah.
And to recognise that moment and give him that, and that was essentially what lit up the highlight reels of him going around. But that was all you. People forget about the assist, the Paul George. Sorry, the Chris Paul, not Paul George. Paul George is not the guy that passes the ball. The Chris Paul, I meant to say.
It was wild for me because Adam Cooney had the ball and he was going for a torpy from about 90 metres out, and I thought, I don't think this bloke's got the legs because he was having a pie and a saucy roll. He was having a pie and a saucy roll.
Half time, they're all having them.
They're all having pies and saucy rolls. And anyway, it was quite funny because Nick Davis, he's the one that can recognise a moment. He goes, "Prime, get down there, go take a hanger." And I was like, all right, I'll run down there anyway. I'm running back kind of, and he's just munged this kick, and it's just fell in my lap, which was good. And I kind of looked around at Nick Davis. I'm like, he's a smart guy, Nick Davis. He can always recognise a moment. So anyway, I got that, and I didn't want to go back and kick the goal. I thought it'd be funnier if Goz kicked it. So it was good recognition of the moment, and then Goz did a victory lap for about the most amount of Ks I've seen anyone run at the highest pace I've ever seen anyone run at. And then it was a great end to a fantastic night.
It was, and Goz, he's hilarious.
He's mad as a wheel.
Fan base. It's really impressive to see. I love it.
I think that's the first time.
I reckon. Yeah, I think you say it because I think I'm thinking what you're saying.
Yeah, it's the first time that old media or traditional media has seen new media and it's kind of come together and joined. And for people like myself, people like Dan Gorringe, and it's probably some of the legends of the game have seen how much of an impact social media and this new media social platforms actually have on the game. And I think that it really set up, guys end up doing that grand final day, live stream and all these other things. The AFL is kind of now starting to recognize and utilize the power of social media and these social media influential people to start to bring the game into a different level. And probably you see it in the NFL and the NBA and how much of a big impact social media has on that. And even now you're starting to see AFL players start to build a bit more of a personal brand, which is then, Bailey Smith is a great example who has like a really strong kind of personal brand, has a lot of followers on social media, and a lot of people kind of follow him through with everything that he does. He attracts eyeballs. So having more of that, more personal brands inside the game, I think is great. And we're going to start to see that leveraged a lot more as we have seen in American sport. And it's going to start to come through into Australian sport. We're always 5-10 years behind.
That's it. It's all about the eyeballs, the creator-led, stuff, and you're on the money. And there's one guy that we all know very well now, and but he was I didn't find out till afterwards. But BT was absolutely rinsing you on the commentary. It was the mail. I haven't listened to it back, but he didn't understand the prime train, and but he's had you on the podcast since, and now you guys are best mates. Is my mail.
We're best mates. I've got his phone number. Well, he's actually one of my clients now, so it's come full circle. It's quite funny because he was, everybody was talking to me about BT's been all over you. BT's been this, BT's been that. He said this, he said that. I can't believe he doesn't get what you do for local footy and it doesn't understand it. So not only did we jump on a pod together and I helped educate him on the power of social media and what I've been doing, what Goz does, and how social media has started to really impact and be a massive influential thing in the game. But BT now has got not only a better grasp on social media, but a better grasp on calories as well, as he started to jump on the program, and we've really sorted him out.
Well, guess what? I've gone and done just because of today.
What have you done?
Well, I've got the great man on the line. Have a look at me. Look at this. BT joining us from Lawn, Bristol. You are looking lean. Look at the fighting machine. Have a look at him straight from Lawn.
Don't bullshit, Tommy. I'm only 5 kilos.
Oh, you put a kilo back on.
BT, we talked 2 or 3 days ago, and the rate that you're going, you lost 5 kilos in the first week, so I presume that you would have lost another kilo by now.
Yeah, well, I did weigh myself last night, but, it tends to go up before it goes down every now and then, and I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, I don't think the story might be as good this week. I'm not sure. But I tell you what, this is the best thing I've ever done, Tommy. Get involved with the Prime, and away you go, mate. Get yourself into shape.
What's your cheat meal, BT? What's the thing that you've cut out? When Prime goes, come on, mate, cut out that snack and we'll get you down 20 kilos.
I tell you the thing that I've cut out, and I was speaking about this with Tom the other day, is like I would normally have when I'm working in Melbourne, lattes. I would have 4 or 5 a day. Even down here in Lawn, I'd have the same probably. I worked out I'm probably drinking 5 or 6 litres of milk a week. And now I'm not drinking any milk, no milk, like literally 10 mil in a top of an instant coffee once a day is all I'm having. So I would say the milk is the thing that's gone by the wayside, and all of the cool drinks, all the sugar drinks.
Yeah, nice. And what about exercise? Obviously, the Prime keeping you accountable. You're pretty active on, in the backyard there, but is there anything that you love doing?
He's just doing the slow build-up with me because I'm coming from a long way back. So I'm just walking every day, about half an hour to an hour, depending on what the day looks like. And then I'm working my ass off, picking up sticks and rocks. And, Tom, I've got a lot of concrete to shift in via wheelbarrow up a slight incline, which is very hard. If you'd like to come down and help me, both Tommies, that is, come down and help me get the barrow up the hill, that would be much obliged.
I know, like your son Jordan, he'd love to do something like that. He's a hard-working, hard.
Don't you got 4 of them, BT? You've got 4 sons. One of them can help out, can't they?
Hey, all of this is for a sauna I'm putting in for them. And do you think I can get them down here to lay the foundation? Fucking hopeless.
Oh, it's great to see. What is the target, BT? When I tune into Channel 7 prime time next year and you're opening up the season, are we talking about like a brand new look and everyone going, wow, look how lean Brian looks?
Well, I don't know, Tom. I started at 134.5 because I was normally 130, but I had a big grand final week, as you can imagine. Quite a bit.
Good man.
So I was a little bit above where I said I'd be with the Prime. And so 134.5, I would love to get to 115 if I could.
Nice.
That would be fantastic by Christmas. So what's that, 16 weeks from when I started to lose roughly that amount of kilos.
I can already see the Prime calling you about December 22 saying, Brian, this is a high-risk period going into Christmas. You need to really behave. This is where you drink a lot. You can eat a lot of stuff. So you need to really pick up that exercise, BT.
No, I want him to enjoy. I want him to get down to that level, and then you can have as much Christmas ham as you want, BT, and as many beers at BTV as you want. You'll be sorted.
But see, this is what he does, Tommy. So this is why he's good. Checks in on you every week, talks to you about what's working, what's not working, the adjustment of the diet, the adjustment of exercise. Is your back sore? Better do this instead of that. Adjusting it to your needs rather than people just saying to you, which so many do, just say to you, this is the way it is and there's no adjustment in it at all. Like, to be able to eat the foods, my favourite foods like I am, is absolutely fantastic. And that was all designed around what I like, not what Tom thought was good or not. It was just designed around what I liked. So
yeah, that's great. It's awesome to hear. What's caught you by surprise, BT? Is there you're a smart man, but is there anything that you just can't believe you didn't know and you keep checking in with Prime about, oh, can I do this or what about this?
Protein. I like chicken, fish, steak, protein. Prime, is that low in what?
Well, it fills you up, so it satiates you a lot, but it also helps you build muscle, helps you rebuild muscle. But then if you're eating more protein, it's going to stop you from eating high levels of carbohydrates and fats. Carbohydrates and fats is what we all eat so much, and then that's what puts us in excess calories, and then we store fat, right? And you're now eating your 160, 180 grams of protein every day with all that steak, chicken, and fish, and now you're feeling full,
carbs.
and you feel, your carbs are way less, and you feel great. Your energy is still really, really high. You can still go out in the garden and smash it. You're still having your coffees, and you're a happy man.
I tell you what, the one thing, the no carbs thing is a big thing, and all protein. That is fantastic. But the one spag bowl, I'm assuming that's got carbs in it with the pasta. Geez, I duck into a full bowl of that. When that comes around once a week, Tommy, I go oversized bowl, and I can tell you.
And that's what you work towards, right? You work towards kind of that end of the week, and you reward yourself a little bit, because if you just go for 8 or 12 or 20 weeks just eating the same stuff over and over and over again, you never really have that light at the end of the tunnel. But if you have that kind of little reward every week, every 2 weeks, and you're happy to have that, and then you kind of work again, and then you reward yourself again. So that's sort of what you're doing.
The other thing I've never done is I've never eaten before lunchtime. I can't eat before lunchtime. I've never done that. All of a sudden, at about 9 or 10 o'clock, I'm having a granola with some fresh fruit, a bit of yogurt, and, at lunchtime, at 1:30, I'm having a steak and eggs and avocado.
Yeah.
Now, I would never have been able to consume that ever in my history if I eaten a steak for lunch. That's just never happened. So that, getting used to that, and so as a result of that, I feel like I'm full all the time. I feel like I'm absolutely don't need food other than an odd bit of fruit in between.
And that's what protein does. It makes you feel full. It makes you feel satiated. And that's why it's such an important macronutrient to have. And that's why sometimes I start my day with steak and eggs. It's the best way to start the day. It's just delicious.
This guy is the best, Tommy. The guy sitting next to you is the best in the business. And, I'm just absolutely rapt to have him involved in what I'm doing. So
I love it, BT.
You know that my rig is really not the rig that you want. So I said to Prime in November, when I get down to BT's around, December, Jan, I want the abs. I want to see the abs. And if he can get abs on my rig, then I'm going to promote him just as hard as you.
I'll tell you what, Tommy Sheridan, I will challenge you live. I've got a boxing ring down here. And I'm going to challenge you to a three 2-minute rounds, you and me. And I'll only use my left hook. You can use whatever you want. I'll just jab you to death.
You're a heavyweight. I'm a lightweight, you idiot. You'll put me to sleep.
I'll just jab you to death.
And BT's going to be fit by then as well. Look at him. He's ready to go.
BT is if I put one on his chin, he'll kill me. He's the most competitive guy I've ever met. Now, BT, there's a lot of mic cubes behind you. Is there any Life of Brian mic cubes? Show us the collection, because it's one of the more fascinating things I can see in the background here.
Yeah, a lot of people collect different things. I collect mic cubes. Have a look at these.
Wow.
So these are some incredible ones. There's right down the bottom here. That one's from the Athens Olympics. That's 3UZ, which is basically no longer on air.
Wow.
Australian Cricket Board, Channel 7, Fox, knocked that one off. There's a Roaming Brian one there. TAB, Tennis Australia. Brownlow medal ones, World Cup soccer and a World Cup rugby, Australian Open, RIXX. There's a whole heap of. It is an unusual collection, I've got to admit.
I reckon it's unbelievable.
Incredible.
Sunrise as well. It's what's the one you're missing? What's the one you want?
I've got a Clubby Sports here. Is that?
Is that a bit of toilet paper? Is it?
Got a Clubby Sports there. Jill will be very unhappy with the budget.
Ausmericanaces one.
I'm joining the boys on Monday, actually, Mickey Barlow and Dill Buckley. He only calls me when he needs a favour, Dill. Life of Brian, mate. Give us the update there. The podcast going well. Harrison's doing a great job, as you are. Who's the big guest coming up soon?
Oh, I don't know. We haven't got any guests coming up, but we'll organise someone. The thing about the podcast is the quality of guests, and I know you do predominantly sport. We differ in a little different area. We have the chief fire officer on this week for the CFA. I know you don't give a shit, but I live in the bush and I'm worried about being burnt down. So I had to ask him a few questions. By the way, Tommy, I'm just going to give you a quick look at some of the trophies that the Taylor boys have won. Just have a look at this.
And I'm guessing that's all from one man and one man only.
Yeah.
That's me. And look at this. You ever seen this before? And this is a world map here, Tommy. I'm going to educate you a bit. If you have a close look here, you'll see the names of, and they've all got a different colour pin to them. Brian,
That's
Tanya,
great.
and then what we've done is we've pinned them all around the world here. You can see, regardless of where it is, let's go up to Europe. You can see up there who's been there, to which countries in the world, and you can see where they've been around the world. It's one of the things I've always wanted to do is have something like that and managed to put it together. So this is
That's
just in the pool
brilliant.
room here. Tommy, you can see the pool table there.
Oh, don't worry. I've
Ready
seen
to
all this
go?
before. It's one of the more elite. Can you just show us the pool, BT? Show everyone the pool and the view of Lawn as we round out this interview, because it's the most impressive place in Lawn, in my opinion.
I know how this will look into the sun.
Have a look at that.
Tell you what.
That
There it is
is. How long did it take to build this, John? Or did you buy it like that?
We did a little bit of renovation on it, but we did buy about 50% of it was done, and the rest we've done ourselves. So that's the sort of wet edge pool there. It's a great view. This is looking back. That view is looking back towards Lawn in that direction there.
What's your address, BT?
Oh, very good. Well, mate, you'll have the rig out poolside.
Yes.
The Dal will be just admiring the work
will
of
be
the
happy.
prime, and
Yes.
I'll see you December. We'll have a little spar off, BT. 3 rounds, did you say?
Yes, 3 rounds, and you'll be running like a little chicken around the ring.
Oh, very good. There we go. Thanks so much, BT, for joining us, and keep up the good work, mate. Let's get down to 115 before Christmas.
Love it, BT.
Thanks. See ya.
Oh, there you go. BT down 5 at the moment.
Down 5. I reckon he'd be close to 6, but
Yeah.
he's a killer, mate. He's great to work with. I love chatting with him. He's fantastic.
He's good. He's a great man, great family, and he's a funny. I love when he comes. I love when he. That's Triple M BT. We were talking about it off air. Channel 7 BT, more family. When you get the Triple M version, it's the best.
He just takes it off. I absolutely love it when he I used to love him so much more on 7 when he just like said whatever he wanted to, but then listening to him on Triple M is just a piss. He's so funny.
It's good. It's funny. I just think about the basic stuff, like even the protein and the nutrition side of things, and there's just a lot of education to be done out there, and he's just never felt any better, he said. So when you hear that, you must feel great.
It's crazy, and to think that he's gone through a professional environment. And he might be, I don't know if he's high 50s, 60, be something around there, but like
Call him 60.
Call him 60, and he's never really heard about protein or carbohydrates or understood nutrition.
Like he would have
to
heard
that.
about it, but he wouldn't understand
Never understood
about
it.
how to consume. Like he would have
Yeah.
thought, I think I'm guessing, but people just think have everything on the plate. You can't just have more of the other and then still have the spag bowl on the Friday night to enjoy it.
Exactly. And I think that a lot of people think that a diet has to be salads all the time and you can never have your spag bowl, you can never have steak, I always, and like BT was saying, I'll call him at the beginning of the program, we'll talk for 30 minutes about the foods that he likes and the foods that he doesn't like. And then the workouts that he likes to do and the workouts that he doesn't like to do. And we'll build it around that so he still gets things that he wants to do. Because working out and eating, it shouldn't be a chore. It should just be something that you can put into your everyday life and you should enjoy it just like anything else. So building a program around that makes it so much easier to follow. And that's why BT is loving it so far.
Are you building programs around every single person's scenario? You're customizing everything. That's the perfect thing about Prime Train and the Prime Training model is that you can customize once you understand who they are, what they do, and what works for them.
It's the only way to do it. It's the only way to get actual really good results. And I think that if you're doing it any other way, if you're trying to do a one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter program, it's just never going to work.
No.
If people are going to pay a premium price, you want to give them a premium service. And that's what it is. It's a premium price to get a premium service. And that means that they're going to get something that is personalized, something that is tailored, and something that's going to get them results as well. Because I want people to buy in with that premium price. And that way they're buying in not just from a financial perspective, but buying in as well from an emotional perspective as well. Because if people pay $50 for a program, they're probably not going to fucking do it.
Yeah.
But if they pay a couple of grand, they're going to bloody do it and they're going to value it more than anything else.
How much is the program? Like if I want to sign up, which I'm going to November, I've told you, when I get back from the States, I'm gonna lock in.
Yeah.
But what where do I start?
It varies from person to person and depending on your goals, depending on how long you want to, like say, for example, if you want to lose 50 kilos, that might take a little bit longer. That might be a 6-month or a 12-month program rather than putting on 10 kilos or looking for a preseason program. It depends obviously on goals, but the way that it kind of works is you sign up through either the website or through Instagram. My team will contact you via a phone call or via a DM or a text, and then we'll get you on a call with one of our head coaches. They will decipher what you actually need, what you want, how we can help you, what your biggest kind of pain points are, and then what we're going to do to actually be able to change that. And then we'll give you a quotation, and then we'll kind of move forward from there and get you on board. And then from there, pretty much jump on a call with me, map out the entire process, start to finish, and get you sorted and get you results. And
let's just call it what it is. Let's say it's a 6-month program, right? How much?
Varies.
I got to be a straight shooter for the listeners because they're going to go, I'm going to sign up Prime. And tell me the website again. I want to reiterate
through
exactly
what your program would be.
My program would just be three running sessions a week and probably 5 weight sessions and accountability. And getting to, I've always said I want to get to 85 kilos, but I don't need to get to 85. It's more
what are you
about
at the moment?
I'd be 83, but not healthy.
Okay.
Like not me best. You know, I've just been hit and miss. Like, you know, I reckon it's that Legends game. I was just got back from like a 2-week holiday, like not holiday. I'd interviewed Shaq, but I went to Nice for 4 days of drinking piss. Dave, I didn't have that trip. I was actually on the right trajectory. But mate, that Legends game killed my groins for sore.
No good after it.
I hadn't kicked a footy for 4 years. That set me back 2 weeks. So back to this price point. All I'm saying is, what would it look like?
It's a premium price. It's expensive. And
it's okay to be expensive.
I mean,
we want results.
I wouldn't want if people are asking about the price and they're umming and ahhing and they're like, maybe it's probably not for you. Because it is a premium price.
Monthly
but
payments,
also,
weekly payments?
Up front, and then we can do monthly as well.
So you pay up front for everything at the start.
Because think about this from a business perspective, right? If I'm producing some sort of a program and you go, I'll pay a little deposit for it. It's like, well, you're not actually investing in you're not 100% sure that I'm going to get you those results. And you're kind of umming and ahhing, and then you can kind of cancel your card or quit whenever you want. If you want to actually do it,
commit,
pay the money and let's fucking do it. Don't be, I might do it, or let's just do a subscription. And then after a month and I don't really feel like I'm getting the results, I can just quit and just do whatever I want. It's like, that doesn't benefit anyone.
Yeah. It
doesn't benefit you if you're wanting to actually get results. Like if you do want to get results, you want me to invest in you, you have got to invest in me. And my time is just as valuable as what yours is. And I want to give you everything that I possibly can. So in that way, we try to get our head coaches to get the investment up front, because that way I know 100% that you're invested, not just financially, but emotionally as well. And you're going to get those results. And that's why we get such incredible results on the program, because people are like, I'm 100% going to do this.
Love it. How many people have signed up to Prime Train at the moment?
At the moment, so I run my own coaching clients, but then I've got athletes as well that have their own clients inside the app. So I'm a coach on the app, but then there's 10 or 12 other coaches that have their own clients. And I think overall we've probably got we'd probably have over 1,000 people on the app that we're looking after, maybe a little bit more. And that's kind of spread throughout different various head coaches, and everyone sort of has their own clients and looks after them. We do weekly meetings with everyone. We do some one-on-one meetings. We do some group meetings. We also try to get people, even though it is an online program, we want to build that community. And I think that that's a really important thing that we miss out so much these days with social media, with AI. Everything is getting further and further away from like personal connection and social connection. So we try to get people to create subgroups within the community. We might go do a run club. We might go grab a coffee. We might just continue to get people together, doing something healthy together, because it's so much more enjoyable when you're doing health and fitness with other people instead of just like putting your headphones in and going for a run by yourself. It's kind of hard. So I want to build that community more so than anything.
Love it. And so when you say 1,000 on the app, how many would you handle as a coach?
It changes. Yeah, it changes. Depending.
Yeah, of course. Like you get BT pops up, he's
BT
back in.
pops up, he's straight in. And it depends. Like there's only so many people I can work with at
I know,
any
you've only
one
got
time.
so much time.
Exactly,
that's why I'm fascinated about your model. So you're obviously the founder of Prime Train and the app and everything. So then how do you grow? I think I read 35 staff members now. Is that right?
Yeah, 40 at the moment. Yeah,
40 well, there you go. You're jumping up 5 already.
Yeah.
So how are you putting in the time to find the right people?
Great question.
Whilst running the business at a high level.
Yeah, I've learned a lot. I've learned so much in this past year. And I think that the biggest thing that I've learned is when I am recruiting any staff member or any team member, the skills are almost at the bottom of when I first began. I was like, I need the skills. I need someone. If I'm getting a sales rep, they need to know sales. If I'm getting someone that's in the development team, they need to be really good at coding. But what I've come to realize the longer that I've been in business is the thing that matters more so than anything is how much do they value the business? Does fitness and health, does helping people be fit and healthy, is that the number one most important thing in your life? Do you also live a, fit and healthy lifestyle? Because I can teach people and my team can teach people the skills. That's fine. We can teach people the skills. But if they don't value the business, they don't want to turn up every single day and actually call people, help people, train people, then they're not passionate about the business or about the mission or the values. So we whenever I'm recruiting anyone, it's like number one question is, what does Prime Train mean to you, and what does health and fitness mean to you? And is this a brand that you could see yourself working with for 5-10 years?
Love it. What are the values of Prime Train when you go speak to these people?
We have 4 kind of core values that we really like to work on, and a lot of it is based around culture. Culture is probably the most important, I would say. Care, and that's care for your clientele. That is care for your work. All of especially caring for people. Communication, having clear communication, I think is really, really important.
Is there a 4th C?
Character. And I think that that's a really important thing as well, is what is your character, and how can your character and your passion show through to other people as well. So there are 4 Cs.
Love it. So you want that character, someone's a bit of a knockabout, you want them to shine, you want them to be themselves. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly right. I think that character, and especially we found it in this first week of this month, because we've gone over to a new CRM, we've changed a lot of back-end sales type of stuff. And it's like when you get knocked down or you have a slower week or something's not going your way, it's challenge. It's being challenged. And then that's
Another
when
C.
your character, well, it's just 5
5.
Cs. 5 Cs. But I think that, character is showcased most when challenges come through, right? And when a challenge comes through, you've got to kind of smile in the face of adversity and be like, fuck yeah, let's go. Let's hit this.
There we go. I'm gonna see how well I listened then. Culture, care, communication, and the last one I've got challenge in my head, but it's character. There you go. There you go. I've just passed the test.
Work.
No, very good. The values are very important in business. Something I always speak about with Cohen and the boys at RIXX and the team. So it's great to see. And who's someone? Let's do it right now, just for your team who are listening.
Mm-hmm.
Who's someone that's impressed you the most? Give them a quick shout out while I move on to the next question.
Geez, that's a difficult question. The whole team are just incredible. They are so incredible.
Okay, don't isolate someone.
I'm so fortunate. They are absolutely amazing. Probably got 20 on the sales team who are absolutely fantastic. We've got 5 in marketing. We've got 5 in the dev team, developing the app at all times. We've got a couple with financial and that type of thing as well. And then a couple in the Philippines, obviously, as well to help out with.
Very handy.
My Filipinos, they are.
And
incredible.
And you pay them well. They're much cheaper than what you think, but they're very well paid compared to what everyone else in their country's paid. So it's a win-win.
I wouldn't say what I pay them an hour, but it's nothing in Australian. But then for them, it's they're literally rich. Yeah. They go and buy mopeds and houses and everything. They're loving it. So
it opens up your world when you see how they operate.
Yeah. The hardest work, they're incredible. They've been incredible for me.
We've got a couple that help us out.
Yeah.
And one of them, Mary, she just got married actually. But even I think it was her birthday last year. I remember we sent her a $300 voucher, said happy birthday.
Incredible.
I think she took 20 of her family out to this restaurant, and the bill was smack bang $300 Aussie. And I was just thinking, that's wild.
It's so cheap over there. So cheap. And that's why I do love going to Asia. It's a beautiful place, but it is just so affordable.
But I'm reading that the focus is men aged 22 to 40, busy, ambitious men stuck in that cycle of inconsistency. They want that accountability, and they just want to look good, feel confident, and build real discipline in their training, nutrition, and lifestyle. Obviously, you're going to get the outliers like BT, but is that kind of your sweet spot? That 22-year-old, the 40-year-old that's just on the grind, probably trying to escape getting caught up with the boys at the pub every weekend and just locking into some new goals. Is that kind of your clientele?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a really interesting clientele, right? Because
You get some knuckleheads in there.
Yeah, gee whiz. Well, I'm lucky that I'm good.
In there. I'm 32 next month or this
You're
month.
right in the middle. You're smack bang in the middle. I think that it's a really interesting balance because in Australia and I've been caught up in it many times of drinking and going out and partying. And I absolutely love that. I think that that's a great part of social connection. I think it's a great part of Australian culture. But for me, sometimes I like to remove myself from that, I guess, just pull. Like it just pulls you in all the time, especially in Melbourne here. It's very easy to kind of get pulled into it. So for me, my own progression, I've been able to kind of pull myself out of it a little bit and then been able to help a lot of people do the same thing. And I think that it's really, really hard in Australia and probably around the world. I'm not sure, but I know in Australia it's really difficult to say no. I don't really want to have a beer or anything like that because especially in a footy club or a footy environment, it's really difficult to say that, I'm not going to get on the piss tonight, especially local football, community football, metro football. And a lot of people surprisingly, and I'm fortunate enough that I get to go around to local football clubs and communities throughout the year, and I always see it the same thing pretty much every place that I go to. It's the one that is the people that are the loudest, the people that look like they've got it all figured out, that seem really happy, are always the people that jump on a call with me the next week and go, I'm really struggling. Like I hate drinking every weekend. I want to just lock in and I want to lose 15 kilos and I'm sick of being the funny guy. And it's really interesting because it's opened my perspective a lot on how many people could actually be struggling and you'd have no clue. So it's changed my perspective a lot on just kind of men and the way that we act and everything. And I don't like going too much down the rabbit hole of like mental health and stuff, but like it is really interesting and really eye-opening that everybody on this outside has this facade of like looking like they're great and giving off this facade that they're fine, but deep down, sometimes people are a little bit more lost than you might know.
What do they love the most about that moment where they connect with you and then they're in the program? Let's say what do you notice? Is it the accountability piece? Is it them just having someone working with them with their goals? Well, what's the one thing that you notice that people just love about Prime Train?
People just enjoy having that structure.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Great answer.
Because they've never had structure before in their training. And they've never been consistent with it because they've never trusted that what they're doing is going to get them results. And I think that when people go to the gym for a week and then they see something else on Instagram, they go, oh, should be doing that. And then they do that for a week. And then they see meals on their meals that they should be eating. Oh, got to eat that for this week. And then they just stay plateauing because they're changing their program all the time. So it's trust in a program, trust in the structure. And I always try to get people like BT, for example, he's lost 6 kilos in the first week. So I try to give them really quick wins at the beginning. So then they're really motivated because they're hooked, right? They know that it's going to get them results. If you don't see results for the first 2 weeks, like you're kind of demotivated by everything. You're like, oh, this isn't working. So give them quick wins, make them really motivated, and then you can kind of go forward from there.
And that consistency piece is vital, isn't it?
So crucial.
You know what I mean? Like
it's everything.
Even I had Mark Zara on last week, and that focus piece was something that I really took out of his chat. He's like, I was like, what's the turning point for you? Because he just said once he settled down with his missus and he just focused, and it was probably like what you're talking about, getting away from going to the pub and carrying on. He just focused, was consistent with his routine. He'd always go out for dinner after a big ride. Win, loss, or, doesn't matter. If he has a big day or a shit day, goes out for dinner, chill Sunday. Like he just had this consistency in his lifestyle and he was way more focused. And then all of a sudden the success just started flowing in. So funny how you get these little gems from different chats.
How have you found it with RIXX? Do you find that you're super focused at times on the business, or do you sometimes feel like you've got enough of a kind of team that can help you with that?
Definitely the team. Like we've got an amazing team now, and I think me and Cohen you're just under resourced when you're starting out. We're 9 years now. I think the last 2 years we've developed 3 years a strong team, core team, being together. Everyone's dominating their field. If it's paid advertising, if it's social, if it's brand, if it's pick and pack, if it's logistics, operations, if it's networking, growth, partnerships. Everyone has a role, and they do it really well, and they've done it for a longer period than we've ever had. I think early days what we struggle with was the advertising piece. We'd have people come in and they weren't on reflection, they weren't all in. They were I guess freelancers, if you will, even though
they value the business.
Well, they valued it, but it was a paycheck at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And when you've got people that are involved and you incentivize them and they feel it feels more like family, that culture piece you mentioned, then you get better results. And there's no wonder the last 2-3 years, everything's been going the right direction. So I think that's the most important thing. If you can get a team and you can get that longevity, it's also great to celebrate together as well. But incentivizing your team as well, I think that's important. It's always better when people have a slice of the pie.
Exactly right.
That's another thing I reckon. You need to have that
100%.
little slice. People say they're motivated, but when they have a slice, they're definitely more motivated.
And like we said, it's like that light at the end of the tunnel of like, I booked a Christmas party for the whole team in Bali in December. And the next day after I booked that was the highest number of sales we've ever had on like Prime Trainers. Really funny because that cost me X amount, let's say the Bali thing, it was ridiculous. And then we made it all back the next day because everyone was so motivated. But then it's been driving them for the last month, 2 months, and it's giving them that light at the end of the tunnel of like something that they're working towards. And I think that's so important in a team environment because a lot of people might run a business would look at that initial investment and go, I'm not going to spend that amount on a Bali villa for the whole team. Like that's just ridiculous. But in terms of like longevity for the team and for culture, and brings back to that culture piece, like we have the best culture in the team. Like it's just incredible. And I'm really precious of like making sure that if I bring someone into the team that they're going to fit into that culture. Because if they don't, like, you're not going to work. You're not going to work.
The other C word I've got is, especially me and Cohen, high challenge. Like it's something I've had from football, but me and him are a different. So anyone out there doesn't know, like Cohen's my business partner, and we're completely opposite. So when it comes to something that I want to do, there's a lot of pushback from him sometimes, and then there's the other way around. So high challenge, and in the end, when you've got more team members, you put it to the team. It's almost like a leadership group, really. What do we think? Happy to be outvoted, but you want to be high challenge, and then it's just move forward.
Is that like bouncing ideas off each other in terms of a high challenge, or is that more like you're saying you really want to be challenged?
Yeah, me and you've got an exciting announcement we're going to drop, and we'll tell them in a second. But that's something that I might have wanted to do 4 years ago. So it's like we can't yet because we're not in a position to do that. We need to do this. We've only got budget for this, but now we've got budget for that. So all of a sudden it's like it's back on the cards, and it's exciting and it's amazing. And me and you're going to drop the news in a second. Anyone out there doesn't know what we're talking about, trust me, it's exciting because I love running and you love training, and this is going to talk to a lot of people. It could be anything. My thing is I love to spend money. The business doesn't want to waste money.
Of course.
So you got to understand, and what I've learned is you got to understand you can't spend money on things that aren't going to help the business. Yes, it'll help the brand. Yes, it'll be fun, but you got to be tactical with where you spend it. And I reckon I've done a great job of understanding that the last 3 years. When I first came out of footy, I was like, let's do a party. We need to get more noise. It's like, well, we can do that, but then we can't buy this amount of stock. And if we don't, you're not going to profit off that party. We just, you know what I mean? Like, do the party at the right time. Do one a year or two a year, do 3 a year, but doing really well instead of just doing all these, things that are just costing the business. So I think that's something that I've learned. I'm sales focused, right? And networking, brand growth, opportunities.
Incredible,
but there's only so many opportunities you can I guess attack with the team that you've got, because it's going to derail you from your other project,
Absolutely.
If you're dropping something that we're about to announce, you can't go, oh, what about let's do this as well? It's like, well, the calendar doesn't really allow that because we're going to put all our energy into this.
Yeah,
so it's
absolutely.
like perfect. So you just got to be patient as well.
Yeah. At the start of the year, I was running 4 businesses effectively because I had my supplements brand, I had Prime Unwind, which was kind of a clothing brand as well. And then I was doing online coaching, and then I was also doing like a little bit of business coaching. And I was literally trying to run these 4 businesses at one stage. And like you were saying previously with that focus piece, you just need to, for me, I just needed to focus on one thing and leverage that to the highest of my ability. Like I looked at all 4 of those things and I was like, what do I enjoy the most? What's helping the most amount of people? What am I extremely passionate about? And what's probably going to make the most amount of money? And for me, it was like, it's the coaching. So I just went all in on that and kind of disregarded the rest of the kind of things that I was doing. And that has been the best decision that I've ever made. And I think that like in business, you just have to focus on the one thing and focus really, really hard on it before you jump and start to do all these other fabulous ideas that you might have. Yeah. But just focus on the one thing.
And the other thing I look after is the content, clearly. So like this is a big pillar, big space, and everyone gets a pair of sunnies here, but then obviously the content outside. And anyone in content, it's a fast moving beast. It's hard. It's very challenging. You know, you might get something done that's high level. You need to wait for it to get edited. You know, I'm impatient, right? And I get really excited, but you just, a bit like your content I haven't seen yet and I just want to see it. But it's wild. It's not a, I must say it's a space you don't want to be in for too long because you can't sleep. Your brain, my brain is always consistently on. Like, for example, the grand final parade, you're waiting what team's incredible. There. And that was something I'm running around at the bloody hotels at midnight.
You went saw Keenan. I remember you went saw Keenan.
I go, Keenan, I need you. So perfect example. I go, Keenan, I need the new glasses that we're going to talk about in a second because I want to put them on Murphy Reid in the sprint. And he goes, what do you mean? I go, mate, please, I'll give you another pair because I only had one sample. But that's, you're driving around at 9 o'clock at night. You're dropping them in a letterbox. You're driving to the Pullman. Here's 12, here's 25 pairs of sunnies for the ball. Like just all that kind of crazy stuff. You just got to do it. You just got to keep hustling. And
how much do people not know or understand that your mind doesn't switch off?
I think anyone that's in the same space would understand it, but it's just a classic example. Like Shaquille O'Neal, right? He obviously loved the sunnies when I did the potty. Now I've been just waiting to see if he wears them again. So sometimes, you
check.
But if someone sends me a photo of him at like 11 p.m., I'm going to be like, you're kind of up for the next hour going, bang, did you see this? Like, check that out. Or if we've gifted some celebrities, you get sent them or you get, you might have to look at if they've been papped up by, some
had
people.
Margot Robbie and
early days had all
Odell Beckham Jr. as well. That was because that was the first time I bought RIXX like 6 or 7 years ago. I got the champagne orbits, the first ones that I ever got when I was literally, I think it was the first or second year that you guys were around.
He wore. Yeah, that's one that put him on the map. He wore like all of them. But that was like, I got delisted from Freo the day he wore them. So it was like a real
bittersweet. That's funny that you remember that.
The pancake, and then I was picked up off the couch. I was walking in with a Calvin Klein suit with the orbits on. But they're the things that like, they were gifted 6 months earlier. So I would have spent 6 months of energy like waiting, going, is he going, oh no, it didn't wear him.
Was there anyone else that you sent it to that was really, really good for the brand to get that out?
Early days we were gifting them flat out.
Just sending them out?
But now it's just like, you talk about community and content, and it's just a different, like celebrities getting papped in our sunglasses. I think we've already done that. It's like more about.
Do you reckon that was big for the brand at the start? Was that everything? Because that
it's
sold me.
Yeah. And you don't know though. Like it's not an instant sales hit. Like it wasn't like he wore the black orbits and the champagne orbits and then they sold out. It wasn't the case. But I'd run into a mate at the pub or at the footy club or whatever, and they'd be like, "Hey, isn't OBJ wearing them? Or isn't Hemsworth wearing them? Or Margot Robbie or Emrata or all these big celebrities, and then you're like, fuck, yeah, they are. And everyone's starting to notice. The Margot Robbie one, she was wearing the worst pair of sunnies we had. And this is where I wanted to kill him because he would never let me send the hot stock because we were struggling at the start of the game. We can't afford him, man. We've only got we got 6 styles and only one is working, which is the Orbit. Send them the shit stuff, I'm going, mate, how do I promote the product? So she actually wore these ones. They're called the Dre's. We don't have them. We literally sold them out after she sold them out for us. They sat there and got dust on them for about a year.
Wow.
She's walked out of LAX with the Havana Dre's. I'll never forget it. And I'm just thinking, wow.
That's crazy.
And everyone bought them after that, but we didn't reorder because they were just...
Surely you reorder of just...
Nah, they were horrific.
Smash the ads.
We might bring them back for our 10th year next year.
Do you still have the Orbits or no?
Yeah, we've got the Orbits.
Still got the Orbits.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to love the Orbits.
Anyway, let's stop talking about RIXX. Let's talk about the big announcement with RIXX, with Prime Train. And let's talk about something that's pretty exciting, something that I've been wanting to do for 5 years, maybe longer.
Mm-hmm.
How do you want to announce this, Prime?
Mate, I would love to. Can I whip him out of the bag? ladies and gentlemen, we have probably the greatest, most versatile pairs of sunglasses I have ever seen in my entire life. Now, the issue that I have with sunglasses, and I mean, I've got a lot of pairs of RIXX, but I've got a different pair of RIXX for everything, right? I've got a RIXXy for shopping. I've got a RIXXy for festivals. I've got a RIXXy for running. I've got 20 pairs of sunnies, right? I got too much going on. So I was like, I just need one pair that is good for everything. And I reckon that these do the job. Now, not only are these great for running for me, I'll wear these absolutely everywhere for everything. And I only need one pair of sunnies. So these are coming to Dubai with me. They're absolutely elite and they're very good as well. Festival. I wear them to a festival. They're everything. They're just never going to come off my face. So, mate, these are absolutely elite. I've got the Mara on tomorrow, the Melbourne Mara, so I'm going to wear them in that. It's just the most versatile piece of eyewear that I've ever seen in my entire life. I love them.
The RIXX sports range has just about launched, and Prime has picked his own frames to rock, to promote throughout his community. And I'm a bit jealous you picked them.
You like these ones, don't you?
We've got plenty of great colours. I've got the black ones here. There's
the
plenty of there, but you've picked the colour that I like the most, I think.
Baby blue,
Yeah.
the prime blue, the racing blue. No,
And when
these
you
are
go
elite.
I love going for a run, and I've always you can't wear the Melrose champagne going for a run. You look like a bit of a flog. Because I think the premium, timeless classic frames when you're running, it's not it. But these, the wraparound sport frames,
They're awesome.
you can wear these on the golf course, running, cricket, anything really. Playing footy in pre-season, people are starting to wear these. So
Exactly.
it's
I
exciting
think that
news,
running
mate.
for me, like I do a lot of running, and like I said, I'm doing the Melbourne Mara tomorrow, so I'm going to be wearing these in that, donning these, but they also come in a puffer jacket bag. These are incredible. So they come in this little puffer jacket bag, which you could even bloody use as a pillow if you want. It's that good. They're just absolutely fantastic. I love
Brand
the
new
style.
packaging, brand new RIXX sports frames, and brand new puffer bags to go with them. Everything's been changed for this collection. There's 5 colours. Prime has his own. We've got 4. And it's very exciting. It couldn't be better timing as well. I think from especially if you love your football, you're in the off-season program, then you got your pre-season running program. So you should be looking after your eyes. That's why we're in the industry, eyewear. Get the sunscreen out, whack it all over your body, put the RIXXys on. You got the sports frames there, and it's really exciting.
And the sun's just starting to come out as well. Like, especially if you're a Victorian or in the New South Wales lands as well. The sun's starting to come out, and if you don't have eyewear protection, you are going to look like an absolute dork this summer. So you need to get yourself sorted.
We should give away a pair of your Prime frames, RIXXys. I'm trying to think, what's a good little competition we can run here on the podcast? We love giving away stuff.
You tell me. What do you like to do? You like to run up the comment shares?
I think we want to value.
shares?
Well, I want to value high performance. Maybe is it a Strava screenshot? Who has the most kilometers in a run in a week? That could be a good one.
like
Who
that.
runs the? How about whoever runs the? I mean, they can't cheat that one, can they?
No, they can cheat.
Lockie Neal got on the Pee-wee 50 back in the day and did 150s, and they never caught him. So someone could do the old Pee-wee 50 thing and win the RIXXy. So I'm just trying. We'll work it out. You know what we'll do? We'll work it out. But we'll give away 2 pairs of the RIXX sports frames once they're launched. But this is exciting. So Prime, appreciate you getting behind this, and the RIXX team getting the sports frames up and going. This will be big for spring, summer, and everything else. Mate, this has been elite. I want to just reiterate, how do I sign up if I'm a punter listening to this podcast? And, just remind them again, the website, the details, so they can get involved and they can get themselves in ripping nick.
Absolutely.
This summer.
No, jump on the Instagram at Prime Train or on the TikTok or on any of my Instagrams, but at Prime Train on Instagram, you can just click that little link in the bio. It'll say sign up for VIP coaching. All you need to do is enter your name, your email, and your phone number. That is all I need. And then I will contact you, or the team will contact you, and we'll get you sorted. We'll get you sorted for summer. We'll get you sorted for winter. We'll get you sorted for spring. We'll get you sorted for whatever you want to do. We'll break your bad habits. We'll get you in the best shape of your life. We'll get you feeling absolutely fantastic every single day that you wake up.
And we'll get you in the new RIXX sports frames designed by the Prime himself. All right, Prime, I've just got one more question. Everyone wants to know, is it true or false you had 81 disposals in a game of football?
It's true. It is true. It was
81
It was the
disposals
worst
from.
league. It was, and we lost by 140 points as
Well, were
well.
you kicking
So
in? Were you
I
kicking in?
was taking kicking. Nah, I didn't. I think I had 50 in the first half, and I thought, gee whiz, I've had a lot. I thought I had a lot of the footy, but you don't know how many you've had. But I'm like, I've had a lot of the footy
you don't?
today. Someone came up to me after the game. They go, I reckon you had like 75 disposals. And I was like, oh, that's ridiculous. That's no way that's true. And anyway, I don't know how I ended up getting so much of the ball, but we got beaten by 140 points, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
There you go. 81 disposals and got beat by 140 points.
It didn't even get in the best.
It's a cruel world.
It's a cruel world.
Well, mate, thanks so much for jumping on the podcast. It's great to have you on. It was good to get BT on the call there and do his best work. It's so funny. 1 minute he's rinsing you on the Legends game. Now he's calling you every 2 minutes going.
There for a little bit from my followers. The followers are going crazy on him, and he's like, mate, get him off me.
It's all part of it. It was a great cause for prostate cancer, and he's a good man. And I'm glad it all worked out. But mate, thanks so much for jumping on the podcast. To everyone that listens to the podcast, watches the podcast, we appreciate you so much. Again, if you want to get in shape, you want that accountability, get involved with Prime Train. He'll get you in good nick. I'm going to start in November. And as I said, if you get me a six-pack,
I'll get you abs.
You get me if you get me some abs, well, then anyone out there, you should be motivated. I haven't had abs my whole life. I did 9 AFL preseasons.
You and BT, you'll be sorted.
All right. Thanks, everyone. And see you next time on the Tommy Talks podcast. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Shaquille O'Neal. I'm wearing RIXX sunglasses made in Australia.
Shaq loves Australia.
See?
There we
That's
go.
your first commercial right there.
Head to checkout and use the discount code ACES and you'll get 20% off site-wide. RIXX, eyewear that inspires confidence.